welcome back to a new lecture in lecture series of integrated circuit course. Okay, I am Punit Kumar Mishra, assistant professor ECE department, GL Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management, Greater Noida. Okay. Today we discuss about a non-linear application of operational amplifier. Okay, and one important circuit is the peak detector. Okay. Normally, if you consider the non-sinusoidal signal such as square wave, triangular wave, sawtooth wave and pulse are a typical example of a non-sinusoidal waveform, and a conventional AC voltmeter cannot be used to measure the non-sinusoidal wave signal value, because it is designed to measure the RMS value of a sinusoidal wave. Okay. And one possible solution is the peak detector, which used to measure the peak value of a non-sinusoidal signal, and the function of the peak detector is to capture the peak value of the input signal such that V out equal to V in peak. For example, one important application of the peak detector are sometime we say that the envelope detector we use at the receiver side of amplitude modulation techniques. Okay. So, here we use the a simple peak detector using a diode and one capacitor. See, here we apply the V in. Okay. So, this side, if V in will conduct if diode will conduct, then capacitor will be charged, okay, some value. For example, let us suppose that this is the V in, okay. So, if V in increases, this is the voltage and is the time voltage. If V in increases, then diode will be conduct, okay, and capacitor start to charge and charges up to some value, the peak value of V in initial, and this section for this is the one the diode D on, and for this region when V in start to decreasing, then for this region diode will be off, and diode will be off. Capacitor hold the previous value, that is this peak value, and it will be the constant, V out will be constant. So, V out in a peak detector, V out is simply, we can say that the V in peak capture the peak value of input voltage. Okay. And peak detector circuit that produces and the output voltage is equal to the positive or negative peak of the input signal. There are two type of the peak detector. One is the positive peak detector, where it detect the positive peak value of input signal, and other side is the negative peak detector, which detect the negative value of the negative peak value of the input signal. Okay. And the peak detector circuit, schematic circuit can be contained 4 part. One is the an important part is the analog memory, that which is the capacitor. Capacitor act as a analog memory and store the charge proportional to the peak value. Okay. And unidirectional switch such as diode to charge the capacitor, role of the diode to charge the capacitor, and third one is the voltage follower, and we try to prevent the discharging nature of capacitor, okay, through a resistor or a switch or a load. Okay. And another one is the role of the voltage follower is it is try to minimize the loading effect, because due to high input impedance. Okay. And next one is we use the a switch which is periodically reinitialize the output voltage to 0. Reinitialize the output voltage to 0. Okay. So, this is the circuit, this one the circuit for peak detector. Here is the resistor diode, one resistor, two diode D1 and D2, one capacitor C, one switch SW, and switch may be made with the simple MOSFET P type or N type or a CMOS technology we can use to design this switch. Okay. What is the role of R and D1? D1 and R will be prevent the op-amp A1 from the saturation after peak has detector peak has been detected. Okay. And next this is the voltage follower, this one voltage follower prevent the discharge of C by R and external load. Okay. This circuit is a positive peak detector, this is the positive peak detector. If we reverse the polarity of diode, for example, let us suppose that here the diode, and if you make connect the diode look like okay. If you connect the diode D1 here and diode D2 also here. Okay. Then positive P detector can be converted into a negative P detector. Negative peak of the input signal can be detected by reversing the diode D1 and D2. Now, follow the operation of peak detector. There are the two cases for a peak detector. There are two operating mode of a peak detector. One is the track mode and another one is the hold mode. So, in track mode, here is the sorted. This is the C capacitor C. Okay, switch V out, V in. So, for a track detection, okay, if they consider the input signal, okay, if the voltage, this will be the time. So, for a track mode, we consider the case first when Vi start to increasing. Vi start to increasing. Okay. This is the consider this section case first. Case first when Vi start to increasing, the D1 is off, D2 is on. Okay. Vi will appear here, Vi will appear here and it start to increasing. It means the negative diode negative terminal of diode D1 has higher potential compared to positive terminal. Diode D1 will be off, it goes to off state, and here is the diode D2, it on state, it behave as a short circuit and D1 behave as a open circuit, and op-amp A1 uses the feedback D2, op-amp A2 and R, and this is the feedback path for operational amplifier A1. The Vi will appear at the output of op-amp A1 and it try to charge the external capacitor C, capacitor C. So, this section is the track mode and external capacitor is charging, and behavior of charging is totally depends upon the input voltage Vi, and charge value of charge voltage of capacitor will appear at the output through a voltage follower. Because voltage follower had the unity gain circuit, it is the unity gain, this is the negative, this one the positive, this is the positive, and V out will be for this is approximate V I is V I. Now, second case is hold mode. When in a hold mode, when V I start to decreasing, V I in this region, case 2 hold mode. When V I start to decreasing, causing the output op amp also decreases. Here is V I from previous case, it start to decreasing. It means the positive terminal of diode D2 will be lower potential as compared to negative terminal of diode D2. This is the C, capacitor C. Okay. So, diode D2 is off and diode D1 is on. Is on. Okay. And capacitor C has a no discharging path. It means it hold its previous charge value. It means in track mode, if we suppose that it has the 5 volt, peak value is 5 volt, then capacitor C hold the 5 volt. It means the output curve look like this. It's track for track, and during the hold it will be constant at 5 volt. Next is a track mode and hold. So, track and hold will be alternative for, give the path for V out. This is the our V in V I, and this will be our V out. Now, next sample and hold circuit. The sample and hold circuit, it name implies that it sample the input signal and hold the value, okay. And hold the its last sample value until the input is sampled again. Okay. So, this is the one circuit for sample and hold circuit. It contains the one NMOS N type channel enhancement type MOSFET, and one is the voltage follower, one capacitor C. Okay. So, NMOS work as a switch which controlled by a sample and hold control voltage Vg, and C serve as a storage element or a analog storage element. Okay. So, in previous slide we see the definition of sample and hold. So, it is the input signal, okay. This is our output, and this is the command input. Sometimes says it is a control voltage, okay. This is the control voltage. So, here is the control voltage Vg as a in circuit. In this circuit, here we apply the control voltage, or a command input. It generally a square wave which give the logic 1 or logic 0, because we know that the NMOS as a switch. So, sometime it is behavior is a on, or sometime it will be as a off, and we know that the NMOS is on for logic 1 and off for logic 0. Case 1, when control voltage is high, NMOS will conduct and it act as a closed switch and allow the input voltage to charge the capacitor C. In other words, the input voltage appear across the C, same will appear at the output side. It says that for case first, this is the NMOS, it goes to on state, it behave as a short circuit. This will the V in, the positive terminal of op amp, this is the negative terminal, and this will be the V out, and V out will be equal to V in. V I or V in, similar the input voltage. This is the case first. Case first is when control voltage is high. Okay. NMOS will conduct and act as a closed switch, and this is allow the input voltage charge the capacitor. In other words, input voltage appear across C and same will be appear at the output voltage. Okay. If you consider the VC, this will be the V in and same voltage appear at the output side. Now, case 2, if you consider the case 2, so for case 2 when the control voltage Vg is low, when control voltage Vg is low, either logic 0, NMOS, we know that the NMOS off for logic 0, it will be it will not conduct and act as a open switch, and the voltage across capacitor C holds its previous value and same will be appear at the output until the NMOS goes to on state. Okay. It says that for case 2, this is the V in, NMOS is off. This is the VC, V out, okay, and V out will be equal to VC. Okay. And for case 2, VC will be not equal to V in, because V in VC will disconnect with the V in, because NMOS goes to off state and it behave as a open circuit. Now, next, if you consider the input signal V I, input signal V I, and here is the control voltage V g, the control voltage, and it is a square wave. For example, we consider 0 to 5 volt. Okay. So, for this region where square voltage has high value, that is the 5 voltage, NMOS on, and where it lower voltage Vg is 0, either we consider logic 0 for this case, NMOS off, and here we consider the V out, V out. So, when we see in previous slide case first, when the control voltage is high, NMOS will conduct, okay, and it behave as a closed switch, closed switch, and this allow the input voltage to charge the capacitor C. In other words, the input voltage appear across the C and same will be appear at the output side. So, from case first, if NMOS is on, then V out follow the input voltage. It consider this is the dotted part of here the output. Now, next same output will appear, input will appear at the output side V out. Okay. Now, next it can hold input data. This is the our Ts time, on time of square wave, on time of square wave as a Ts time, sample time, and off time of square wave consider as a hold time. This will be the hold time. So, during the hold time output will be hold the capacitor value, the voltage across the capacitor. Okay. Now, next when NMOS on, we we jump from case first and it follow the input. Okay. It follow the input. Now, next NMOS is off, and this for this section NMOS is off, it hold data. Now, next is follow. This way sample and hold circuit will work. It give some during the sample duration output follow the input, and during the hold duration it can be hold the output who can hold the voltage across the capacitor. Okay. Now, next one is the application of sample and hold circuit. Okay. It can be used in a many circuit, it broadly used in a communication system for example pulse amplitude detection. Okay. Pulse amplitude detection, and you use for a digital interfacing. Used for a digital interfacing, where it is digital interfacing means it can be used for a quantization. In a quantization where analog signal is basically convert to digital signal. Okay. So, sampling is a procedure in use, or we can say that the sample and hold circuit is used for a quantization of analog signal. Now, next is the pulse amplitude detection. Okay. In a pulse amplitude detection, we can use sample and hold circuit. How can you use as pulse amplitude detection. So, for example, okay. So, if you use the sample and hold circuit, the precise sample and hold circuit, then the output for a pulse and amplitude detection it look like this region, this will appear as this. Okay. Start, if you see, look like this. It will be okay. For a pulse amplitude detection, okay, it look like this. Okay. Look like this. Okay. This is the pulse amplitude detection. And one important thing is ADC. In a analog to digital conversion, we can use the sample and hold circuit. Okay. In many ADC converter, we can use for example, SAR and SAR and a counter type ADC analog to digital conversion, we can use the sample and hold circuit. Okay. And switch the capacitor filter. In a switch capacitor filter, we can also use the this sample and hold circuit. Okay. So, this is the all about the sample and hold circuit. In next lecture, we will discuss about one important non-linear application of operational amplifier, that one is the precision rectifier. Okay. And sometime it is also called the super diode, because a simple rectifier or a conventional rectifier give the firing angle of some value theta, and it will be let us suppose that due to knee potential of silicon and germanium material, okay, during the fabrication of diode, silicon has the knee potential 0.7 and germanium diode has the knee potential 0.2. So, diode will be conduct after 0.2. Okay. So, it will be V out and V in relation, it look like this, but in case of precision rectifier, we see this is the conduct at 0 volt at 0 volt, the V in, V out and V in, if you transfer characteristic we show in next lecture, V out and V in for a conventional rectifier look like this and a precision rectifier look like this. So, we will discuss about in next lecture precision rectifier. Okay. Thank you for attending this session.